Freelancer, a person that does what they love and has the freedom to work from home, make their own schedule, choose the clients they want to work with, choose when to get a raise, and even get to travel anytime, anywhere. And you've likely seen or currently follow some of these people around social media. Maybe you even follow me. If so, thank you. And maybe you're like, that sounds fun. I want to do that too. But then the good old imposter syndrome kicks in and you think, oh, I could never do that. That's something that only happens to others. You have to be lucky. I'm not skilled enough. I've heard them all. And I'm telling you, just cut the crap. You can do it if you want to. And I'm not trying to be cheesy, like, oh, you can do anything you want. But if your wanting is hard enough, I'm going to give you the 5 steps that you need to take in order to start freelancing. So hopefully you can make 2024 the year you become a full-time freelancer. So if that sounds good, let's get into it. All right. So the first thing you got to do is you have to decide. You have to decide you want to be a freelancer, but not only that, you should decide on the service you want to offer, and you should also decide who you're offering it to. Now, it can be a little intimidating because some people are just multi-passionate. But what I'm going to say is you don't have to do the same thing forever. Obviously, if you have a passion and you know you want to do that, great, go for it. But if you're still not sure, one of the things I like to recommend is starting as a virtual assistant. That way you can test out different fields, different types of clients, and also different services and figure out that way what you want to do. That's how I figured out I wanted to do social media. But it helps to get at least a beginning idea. One tip that I will give you, head out to Upwork and just browse different services, different freelancer profiles, see what kind of jobs like a graphic designer gets and what kind of jobs a social media manager does and everything like that. And also check out the jobs that the clients are posting and what the requirements are and try to imagine yourself doing them. That's how I got into it, actually. I just, kept seeing the same things pop over and over again, and I went for it. I thought, I can see myself doing this. I have the skills needed. Let's go. And by the way, you could do all this research without even having an Upwork account, which is great. Yeah. There's no reason not to do that. Do that today. Do a little bit of research. Write down some notes, some services that call out to you, and then look at that list and make an initial decision. Step number 2 is to get some experience. Now, I know this can be the hardest part, or at least in your head, it's the hardest part, but it doesn't have to be. You don't need to get a client right away to get some experience. My advice here is to ask ChatGPT to essentially play the client, tell them to give you a made-up brand that you can do a logo for or a social media strategy for, whatever it is that you decided in step 1. Do that work for that client, slot that on your portfolio. Do this maybe 3 times on your upper portfolio. It shows the latest 3 things you have, so that feels complete. Let's move on to step number 3, which is to actually create that profile. You can create a profile on Upwork, Fiverr, Contra, on any social media platform. For example, if your work is more visual, you can do a TikTok, you can do Instagram, or you can do LinkedIn, which is its own little beast because they now have freelancing side to it. And the key thing I want you to do with your profile is to try to focus on the client and what the client gets from working with you versus what you can do for them. For example, I can tell the client I can do 30 posts a month for them and a monthly report, and I can give them a strategy. But if the client doesn't know shit about social media, that doesn't tell them nothing. I would rather say I can take social media off your hands so you don't have to create content, post content, and everything like that. And so your posts are optimized, get you more leads, eventually more sales. Tell them what they get out of it because that's what they're interested in. They usually don't care how you get there. They just want you to get to the results. And also be sure to showcase any work that you've done, any case studies, testimonials that you have, anything that you can get. So it's not just you vouching for yourself. Other people are doing that as well. And you can, by the way, ask for testimonials on Upwork. You can ask them on Contra. You can just ask them to type it in an email if you want to share to social media and create a cute graphic with it. And last but not least, on your profile, whether it is, once again, Upwork, Fiverr, Contra, whichever way you can share a video, please do it. Consider it at least. Literally yesterday, I sent a video to a Contra client, and today I got a response like, "Hi, I love that you included a video. That was such a nice touch." So the clients really appreciate it. It will make you stand out. Believe it or not, I'm camera shy too. And I'm doing this. I'm talking to this camera. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Now, next up, step number 4, which is probably the most important one, is to actually find clients, because that's what you're here to do. If not, it would be a hobby, not an actual job. So first things first, likely the first clients you get won't be coming to you. It's possible, don't get me wrong, but it's not something I want you to expect, that you set up your profile and they'll just come to you. So obviously this means that on Upwork, you want to apply to some jobs. Contra, same thing. LinkedIn, I know you can apply for jobs as well. By the way, with Upwork, you may want to purchase some connects to start with, or you may want to try their Freelancing Pro membership. I did a video about that, so I'll link it in whatever corner it is. Spoiler alert, I think it's good for your first or second month on Upwork. So definitely consider it. It's like $15, so it's not too much of an investment. Or another thing you could do, and I'm sorry for the back-to-back promo, but I've done a video, again, I don't know which corner it is, I don't know my left from my right, but I did a video that tells you how you can get up to 80 connects, I believe, when you first start on Upwork. So go check it out and try to get as many connects as you can out of it, because you'll definitely need them. The other thing you can do is you can find brands online. I tend to find brands in Instagram as a lot, and you can just reach out to them directly. The best thing you can do is find the contact of the person that's in charge of hiring. I look for the brand on LinkedIn, and if you go to the People's tab on their company page, you can see the people that work there. So you can reach out to those people directly. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to try to get into the UGC world, I'll link some resources down below that I really like. One is the website Fuck You Pay Me. I find the name super funny. And it's good to find reviews from other people that have worked with brands, so you can see the ones that are good to work with and not. So I'll link everything down below for that. Now, step number 5 is to stay committed. It can be hard, especially if you don't succeed at first, which a lot of us don't. But if it's not working with you, please promise me that you won't give up. If this is something you really want, you shouldn't just give up at your first hurdle. Try something else. Try a new platform. If you're trying on Upwork, try on Contra, try on social, whatever feels the most native to you and whatever you feel more comfortable with, go with that. Or just maybe try a new outreach type. If you're always starting your proposals the same way, or you're using a template, try something else. My tip is always to try to include a video of you. Just a quick little thing saying hi and sharing why you want to apply to that job and why you want to work for them. But, just trying something else, because you've likely heard a quote, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results. So don't be insane. Make sure you change up your tactics. And if you have any questions or if you're having any struggles, my comments down below are always open. You can leave your questions there and I'll make sure to respond to you. Or you can shoot me a DM over on Instagram. And if you'd like my step-by-step guidance, which is something I wish I had back when I started, including workbooks and templates and literally all you need to succeed as a freelancer without making the costly mistakes I made, check out my course that will be linked below as well, and it should help you out with that. And obviously, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and I also have a lot more to share and I don't want you to miss it.